Look, I have had this on my mind all week regarding the Cleveland Browns because star running back Quinshon Judkins is officially a full go for training camp after his recovery. This is massive news because a healthy Judkins is the engine that will drive Todd Monken's offense this year. This situation boils down to two things: his physical readiness and what his return means for our offensive identity. The deeper you look into his recovery, the more there is to unpack. Smash that like button, subscribe, and drop your city below. Let's break it down. Cleveland Browns running back Quinshon Judkins is officially cleared for training camp, marking a massive win for our offense as we kick off the season. After a rookie year where he battled injury and missed 3 games, Judkins is recovering ahead of schedule, with Mary Kay Cabot reporting that he is a full go for camp following what she described as the best-case scenario for his recovery. Fans are breathing a sigh of relief because last year, despite those missed appearances, Judkins still managed to rack up 827 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns on 230 carries. His commitment to his craft is evident in the offseason workout video he recently shared, proving he is hungry to become the centerpiece of Todd Monken's offensive strategy. Here is where it gets interesting as we consider how this backfield will actually function moving forward. While the media remains obsessed with our ongoing quarterback competition and the rebuilding of the offensive line, the true heartbeat of this squad is going to be the ground game. Monken has a documented history of leaning heavily on his primary runner, and we could see a significant jump in production for Judkins this year if he sustains this health. The emotional weight of this news is clear. We finally have some stability at the position during a time of general roster uncertainty. However, we have to look deeper at the tactical implications of this workload. With a revamped line and a new signal caller, can Judkins handle a massive volume increase without hitting a wall mid-season? Or will the coaching staff be forced to pivot their philosophy once the games begin? Quinshon Judkins is officially cleared for a full workload at training camp, a massive development that signals the team is pivoting toward a run-heavy identity for 2026. This sudden return to full health stems from a rigorous and highly effective rehabilitation process following the injury that sidelined him for 3 games last season. According to Mary Kay Cabot, the organization views his recovery as the absolute best-case scenario for a player coming back from such a significant physical setback. And honestly, this timing could not be more critical as we prepare for the grind of a long campaign. While we saw him accumulate 827 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns during his rookie year, the coaching staff clearly envisions a larger role for him now that he is hitting his prime. Historically, we have seen this organization lean on workhorse backs to stabilize the offense when the passing game is in flux. And this commitment to the ground game mirrors the heavy usage patterns seen in the Baltimore Ravens system. The front office and coaching staff are likely banking on Judkins to be the engine that eases the pressure on our quarterbacks and allows our developing offensive line to find its rhythm without the constant need for protection on long passing downs. With 230 rushes recorded last season, we should anticipate a significant jump in his workload, potentially pushing toward the high-volume usage that keeps a defense honest. Watching him return ahead of schedule gives us a renewed sense of confidence that the ground attack will be the steadying force this franchise desperately needs to compete in the AFC North this year. Now that we have covered the latest report, let us dive into what this truly means for our outlook this season. Let's be real, the availability of Quinshon Judkins is the single most important variable for our offensive success as training camp opens. With the quarterback competition still in a state of flux and a revamped offensive line needing time to gel, having a reliable feature back is the difference between a stalled drive and a scoring march. According to Mary Kay Cabot, Judkins is full go for camp, which is a massive relief for our depth chart as it stabilizes the backfield immediately. If the coaching staff leans into the volume we saw with the Baltimore Ravens, we could be looking at well over 300 carries for this young man. This shift in philosophy changes how we approach upcoming matchups against the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals, as establishing a physical presence on the ground is the most effective way to control the clock and keep opposing high-octane offenses off the field. By leaning on a healthy Judkins, we take the pressure off whoever wins the starting quarterback job, allowing them to operate within a balanced system rather than forced passing situations. This strategic shift not only builds confidence for the offensive line, but also bolsters our standing within the AFC North, turning our run game into a legitimate weapon that can punish teams late in the fourth quarter. Securing this kind of production from a player coming off injury is a major boost for our playoff chances. And I'm curious to see how you think this impacts our win total this winter. The most compelling argument for making Quinshon Judkins the engine of this offense under coach Todd Monken is the stability it provides during a period of transition. By leaning on a ground game that yielded 827 yards and 7 touchdowns in his rookie campaign, we can protect our developing offensive line and simplify life for whoever starts at quarterback. The sheer potential for his workload to climb from his 230 carries in 2025 creates a high floor for our scoring production each week. However, the counter-argument centers on the durability concerns that sidelined him for 3 games last season, relying so heavily on one back wrist burnout or further injury, especially if the team pushes him toward the massive volume seen in the Baltimore Ravens offense. Mary Kay Cabot confirmed he is a full go for training camp, describing his recovery as the best-case scenario. Yet, the league remains wary of such rapid returns. And I'll be straight with you, some of the hype regarding an immediate 300 carry season feels like wishful thinking that ignores the necessity of a balanced rotation. While analysts are optimistic about his trajectory, we have to acknowledge that durability is often the difference between a good season and a legendary one. The way I see it, Judkins is talented enough to be the focal point, but we must protect our investment, rather than treating him like a workhorse in July. What stat line do you expect for Judkins this year under Monken? Are you surprised he is ready to go with no limitations? Let us know your thoughts as we track his progress through these opening practices. When we bridge the gap between these training camp updates and our long-term aspirations, the reality is that the future of the franchise rests on establishing a consistent, physical identity under Todd Monken. Here's what people are missing. By prioritizing a healthy Quinshon Judkins, the Browns are signaling a commitment to a balanced, run-heavy philosophy that stabilizes our young roster, regardless of who lines up under center. As Cleveland Browns fans, we should feel optimistic about this development because according to Mary Kay Cabot, Judkins has completed a best-case recovery and is a full go for camp without limitations. Having a centerpiece player who can handle a massive increase from his 230 carries in 2025 provides a reliable foundation for this team to build upon over the coming seasons. This isn't just about surviving the next few months. It is about establishing a punishing style of play that allows our offensive line to grow into a cohesive unit while protecting our quarterback. We are seeing a deliberate shift in how this team handles adversity, moving from uncertainty to a clear, calculated plan centered around our most explosive young talent. We have the pieces to define our own success, provided we keep our key playmakers healthy throughout the grind of the regular season. Given his strong recovery and the potential for a heavier workload, do you believe Judkins will surpass 1,200 rushing yards in this offense? If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Dawg Pound. I'll see you in the next one.